thank you to those who are joining me for this live stream. I'm going to try to do this each week at this same time. So feel free to join me if you can and type your questions in the chat, whether live or over the course. If you're watching a recording of this, just let me know what questions that you have, and I will be tracking with you in the chat, and I'll do my best to engage with your questions at the end of our time here. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Tim Fortescue. I am an IFS trained practitioner, and if you're new to IFS, or if that word does, if you've never heard of that before, and know that IFS is a proven therapeutic model that takes on the idea that our minds are multiple, that and that's normal, and that much like a therapist or a practitioner would engage with a family in family systems, we take that in turn and we engage with the parts, the aspects, our thoughts, feelings, actions that come up with us internally. And we found that when we realize that the mind is multiple, that that's okay, and we can get to know these parts of ourself and update them, let them know who we are at our core. Beloved human beings, but we know they're doing the best that they can, but they're not alone, and we can let them know that. And so today I'm going to lead you in a meditation just to check in with those parts. Sometimes I do this in the mornings when I wake up. Some folks call it a morning huddle or a team meeting that you would have at a workplace, where you go in the morning and you go into a conference room, and all of the members of your work team gather around that table. I want you to take that internally as I guide you and see how the parts of you may respond to that morning huddle as you prepare for your day. And so, a minute and just settle into where you are. I know for me, I'm at a point in my day currently where the kids have just left for school. I'm sitting down trying to get into a rhythm of my own work here at home. And so it's good for me to settle for a bit. So just pause and let's just take a couple deep breaths together. You can close your eyes if you do, but if you prefer, you can just let your gaze rest softly 2 or 3 feet in front of you if that feels more comfortable. And just begin to notice what's coming up, those thoughts, feelings, actions. Maybe it's an impulse. And imagine those parts of you, that part that may not want to get to work today, or may not want to have that conversation with that person you have to talk with later today. Just see if you can invite them into the room. Some may be more eager to come in than others. Some may just want to peek in from outside. But notice what's arising. Let those aspects of you know there's no agenda. Just want to get to know them a little better. And that is, as you notice these parts of you that are coming up that often manifest in thoughts, feelings, actions, maybe it's an impulse to leave, to flee. Just let them know that you see them and they can sit anywhere they want around this conference table. Some may want to sit close to you. Some may be more distrustful and want to sit farther away, but just invite the parts in and have them take a seat wherever they're most comfortable. What do they want to share in this meeting with you and their other teammates? Maybe some just want to be quiet and witness and observe and let them know that it's perfectly fine. But if they want to share, you want to make space for that. Maybe some of your parts together and they're sitting beside each other. Maybe they're seeking to understand a cluster of parts that may be across the table. Just remind your whole inner system that you're on the same team. They're not alone. They don't have to face this day alone. And then see if you can tap into that inner coach or the inner leader of the team that does have wisdom, that has a calmness, a sense of wanting to connect with the team. See if you can tap into this part. that's facilitating this meeting. What would it like to share? In this part, it's quite likely who you are at your core. What would you like to share? Your inner team. Before we get ready to wrap up, just see if there's anything else that needs to be shared, or if there is an aspect that needs to be seen, comforted. And thank your internal team members for as much or as little as they shared. Let them know that although this may be a meeting they're not used to, that you'd like to do this more. You want to spend more time with them and allow these parts to have access to you and that inner wisdom and guidance. Know that they're not alone. This team has existed forever, and you want to be present with them more. Maybe there's parts that are hesitant about these team meetings, wish they would never happen again. Let them know that they belong to, and that makes sense. And you're not going to push them to go anywhere they don't want to go, but you're glad that they're here. Maybe you can all band together, those that want to, and have that closing huddle and kind of ready break. Let's go face the day together. When it feels right, you can bring your attention back to where you are. Just take a couple deep breaths to finish out together. You can open your eyes if they were closed. And you can just come back to the present moment, to where you are. But thank you so much for your courage and joining me for this meditation. Go out and have a great day. And thank you to those who were able to join me again for this live. Again, if you have questions, you can always send me an email to tim@faithfullygrowing.com, or you can put them in the chat here. Additionally, if you'd like to continue the conversation, you can join me over on Facebook. I'll put a link to a Facebook group that I have created so we can continue to take questions in between these live sessions. Join me next week. I'm going to try to do this the same time, and so 9 o'clock Eastern in the US each week, and would be glad to take your live. If you have the capacity to donate, I have a nonprofit aspect to my business that allows me to provide high quality IFS coaching to those who may not normally have access to it. And you can make a nonprofit tax deductible donation at faithfullygrowing.com/donate. Additionally, I do have a few slots available in my coaching practice for one-on clients, and I have some group coaching, some coaching groups that are coming up, and you can find more about those on my website, faithfullygrowing.com. But thanks again for joining me here. So grateful for this community and the way that it's growing, and I look forward to continuing to engage here. So thanks again. Take care of yourself.